Hello, welcome to Lessons Learnt. I'm Sherry. If this is your first time here, this is Monday Quilt Chat. I do this every Monday, and we just sit down together and discuss, or actually you just listen to me talk about quilting things, what I've been doing, what I'm going to do, all of that sort of thing, and everything in between. So please come back and catch me every week on Monday, and then also I have videos on Wednesdays and Fridays. Friday is a quilt show always, so you won't want to miss that. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also the black bell after that, so that you will receive all notifications of all the videos that come out every week. And there's over 500 videos out there that I have made, which that number surprised me when I discovered it. But there's plenty of others out there to watch as well. If you need one on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's probably one you could pick up there too. And that way you'll catch up on old times. You'll see how far I've come. If I've come very far, I really don't know. I feel like I've come a little bit farther with this YouTube channel. I'm approaching the 20,000 mark. I'm past 19,500, headed towards 19,600, but I don't think I'm going to make the 20,000 in the next 18, 20 days? No, 15. It's 15 days now, isn't it? 15, 16 days? No. Not going to make the 20,000 by the end of the year, but who cares? We'll get there eventually. So this weekend was dark, dank, and cold. Well, it wasn't all that cold. It was in the 50s, but yeah, just kind of dark and wet and yucky. So that is good quilting weather. So it's a good time to just stay home, stay in your pajamas if you want, and sew all day. So I didn't sew all day. I don't have that luxury to sew all weekend long, but I did sew quite a bit. I did do those 2 little baby quilts on the long arm that I sneak peeked on Friday for you. So you'll see those on Friday. Hopefully I'll have everything bound by then as well. Plus I'm going to put another quilt on today, a bigger one for this week as well. And who knows, maybe I'll slip another one in there. I did count. I think I have 11 quilts left to quilt. And I know that sounds crazy. I just can't seem to get to the end of the stack, but I'm feeling good about my progress. So that's the main thing. Even if I don't get every single one long-armed by the end of the year like I wanted, I will be really close, really close. And if I keep up at this pace, I'll probably, in a few more weeks, just have those all finished. 2 of those were the vintage ones that I got at a flea market. It was an antique flea market place. I don't know if you remember that, but I picked up 2 vintage quilts that were in pretty good shape that I wanted to long arm and play around with. So I have those. I don't really count those as needing to be done. I mean, they do need to be done, but not in this long arm fest that I'm in the middle of during November and December. So you can subtract those 2 off, and I have 9 or 10. I don't know. And they are decent sized quilts. And I am going, as a sub goal, I am going to get Anne of Green Gables and the Happy Days quilt quilted this month. In the next 2 weeks, those will be quilted. So you will see those. The other quilts are of no particular importance to me. It's some sew-alongs we did, and things that didn't turn out quite like I had hoped, and things I just don't care about as much, but they deserve to be quilted. As Tammy Ernest says, every quilt deserves to be quilted. Go look at her channel. She's got a long arm channel if you haven't seen her, Tammy Ernest. Also, besides the 2 little quilts, I also did some work on the memory quilt. So I did a whole bunch of snowballs, and I've got them trimmed. I just need to flip those out and start putting the 4 patches together for each one of those blocks. And once I get those put together, I'll have to make some sashing, just cut some sashing and sew all those up. So I hope to get that finished sometime during January. I'm going to keep working hard on that though. I still have my 2 blocks to do for the peaceful baskets from the Sew Sampler box. Haven't touched those. They are niggling at me back here because in a few days they're going to ask me to pay for the next Sew Sampler box. And then when that comes a couple days later, I'll have 3 to do. So I might just have to apportion out an entire day to get all 3 of those blocks done. That would be the easy way to do it, wouldn't it? Because I don't know that I will get to those 2 blocks this week. I might take a notion to just get those out and get them done before the next one comes. I don't know. We'll see. Always plenty to do, isn't there? Always plenty to do. But I am really itching to get back to multiple projects because I like having multiple projects going on at the same time. So I have the Tranquility stars that I was doing. I have the the FPP stars I was doing. I need to start a new 16 patch. I've got the fabric for that. All of this stuff is saying, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And I do want to pay attention to those things. So, yeah, that's what's going through my mind here lately. And I can't wait to make the video for, I don't know, will that be next Monday or the following? How does that fall? Let me see. There's Monday the 16th, that's today, and then the 23rd, and then the 30th. I'll do it on the 30th. On the 30th, we'll have our 2025 planning session, and you'll get to see what I've been coming up with for next year. And I invite all of you who want to suggest doing something next year that you either haven't seen me do or want to do again or that sort of thing, put it in the comments. I'm taking note of a lot of things, and the more things on that list, the more options we have, and we can just keep on sewing and quilting all through the year. I think I did tell you, I did sign up for the Fat Quarter Shop Designer Mystery, which I don't think that starts until April. Is that right? I think that's right. Are any of you doing that? Have you signed up for that yet? Are you going to? I don't even know if they still have spots available. You can go out there and Fat Quarter Shop and see. Just go over to the pattern section, or they have a block of the month section, so you can go in there and see what's available. I still have bindings to do on the summer wall hanging and the little square quilt with the jelly roll strips left over. I need to put something on that. I need to get those bindings together today and work on that during a long arm time when I have a quilt on and it's quilting up. I can take a few minutes here and there and work on bindings in the house. So I did get my entire area cleaned up really nicely around the long arm after I finished the 2 baby quilts this weekend. I just did a real thorough clean there, moved things around and got the dust. It makes a tremendous amount of dust to long arm. It's not really dust, it's fuzz. So dust bunnies, you might say, were starting to appear and come alive. So I had to get the vacuum out and the attachments and move some furniture around and really do a good job of cleaning there. So a general cleaning is good after every quilt, but then there's sometimes where you just really need to pull everything out and do it. So anyway, on that subject of bindings, that summer panel, I need your opinion. Ernest got a hold of me and said, don't put that backing on as a binding. You need to use the teal that you have in the panel as the binding. So what I've done is I have mocked both of them up over here on my ironing board, and I'm going to show you a little clip right now of what they both look like. So we're gonna we're going to do, I'm kind of undecided, but let's just call the orange one Sherry's team and the teal one is Ernest's team. So tell me whose team you're on in the comments. Ernest's team or Sherry's team? I'm the orange, he's the teal. Okay, so here's that clip right here. Okay, what say ye? Team Ernest is on the left, Team Sherry is on the right. If you remember from Friday's video, the orange that I want to use bias is what's on the back of the quilt. And then the teal, the grunge, is the same as the teal border, inner border there on the quilt. So put your vote in the comments, please. Thank you. Okay, so it's the ball is in your all's court. So you get to decide, Ernest or me. Ernest is doing okay. He's had 3 rounds of chemo now, and he has 3 more left. So it'll be early spring, hopefully, before, hopefully not any longer than that before he gets done. But nothing easy to go through. It's very difficult to go through, as many of you probably already know. I don't know. You know, you never know what's going to happen, but I haven't found out what that's like yet. But you know, it's difficult. It's just difficult, and he's doing okay though. He's gonna get through this and get back to sewing and quilting with us. All right, so let's talk about recent acquisitions. I have a few things here. I feel like I have more that came than what I have grabbed here, so I might have to go looking for something if it comes to my mind. See, I'm already looking over there. Did I show you that? I think I did. Villa Rosa Designs. I have been seeing the Tim Holtz palettes, colors that he's doing. Evidently, I don't know when this started, but evidently he is putting this line out, which you know what Tim Holtz is like. He does a lot of like, looks like junk journal stuff. And then some pretty prints to go with it. This was the pink one. So every month another color comes out. But the prints are different. So it's not like the repeat of prints in different colors. The prints are different too. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8. It's 10. 10 total is what he has. And then this was, like I said, from Villa Rosa Designs. They had the best price on it. No tax, no shipping. And the next color that comes out is red. And I think you can already order it. I'm not for sure. So check out Villa Rosa Designs. They're the ones that has those little card patterns. I think I have one right here. They have these little card patterns. And no, that's Bear Creek. But they have patterns like this that are on cards. Actually, this is a Villa Rosa card. But Bear Creek probably had a deal with them. I've just had that sitting up there. I happened to think of it. But they have an orange one coming out in December. Well, it said December. So I don't know. Maybe it comes out in December and then it gets in stores in January. But I want the orange one. The orange one is really pretty. And then also if you go on there, if you go onto Hawthorne Quilting Company, they show all of them that are coming up. I don't know if Villa Rosa does or not. Their price is pretty good too, but you're going to have to pay shipping, I'm pretty sure, and tax. But they have all the future ones coming up. So I thought these would make really good zipper bags, tote bags, small items is what these would be good for. So I'm going to hang on to these for that purpose. I think this was $30, around $30. Quilt in a Day had some stuff on sale for some yardage on sale for $7. It was either $6.99 or $7. Doesn't matter. But I got a couple of things here. I got a big piece of Tula Pink while it was that cheap, because you know you always need something after you get a quilt done, whether it be big borders or backing or whatever. So I got the cat one. I have this line. What is it called? It's not Beast. it's not the Beast line. It's the one after Untamed. It's Untamed. And then I also got another piece of this line that I got the other day from, this is a Michael Miller print, and I think it's called Farmhouse Fun or Farm something. I can't believe it's not on here. It's a 1-yard cut. It should be on here. Shouldn't it? Shouldn't it? Country Floral is what the name of the thing is, but I think this comes from a farm line. Remember that other farm fabric I got that was like this? So I'm just going to add this to that collection. I had picked out another one that had yellow in it. It looked like this, but it had some big yellow roses on it, but they didn't have it. So I didn't wind up getting that sent to me. And then I also got one of these fabric tube makers from Clover. Do you all have this, and does it work? I've heard really good things about it. And it's not cheap. It's like $15. It was on sale when I bought it, and it goes out of stock a lot at places. Like Fat Quarter Shop hasn't had it. They might have it now, but when I was looking for it, they didn't have it. And then I just happened to see it on Quilting a Day discounted. So I went ahead and got it while I could, because evidently it's something they don't make a lot. So yeah, I had a sale. They had bought the inventory of someone who closed their store. And it was full bolts of fabric that was, I think they were selling it for, it was cheaper than the D-Stash. I think it was $5 a yard. You hardly ever have them do that. But I got this one, and see, it's still the plastic. I don't know how many this is. It's called Strata by RJR Studios. And I was looking at the selvage of one of these, and it said 2007. So this is like vintage fabric now. And then the other one I got was a burgundy with a black in it. And this also is RJR. That's one of my favorite colors. Love that. So this one looks like a little bit less, but I think they were around 7 or 8 yards a piece. So these are definitely very economical backings, if nothing else. I wanted to see if that had it's called the Jenny Byers Palette by Jenny Byer, 2007 RJR fabric. So that was the one that was 2007. This one, I don't know if it doesn't have a date on it. It might be newer. It kind of looks newer, doesn't it? This kind of fabric. Yeah. So I felt like that was a good thing to grab. And it was sometimes they had several bolts of the same one, sometimes they didn't. So it was kind of like if your number didn't get in quick enough, you weren't going to get it. But I got the ones I wanted, so that's all that matters. Alright, so is that it? That's all I have for recent acquisitions. And I can't really think of anything else I need to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and do the art quilt of the week. And I did my journaling, which was, there again, mostly long arm stuff. A little bit of cleaning, like I mentioned. Here is the quilt of the week right here. And you might look at that and say, oh, that's a Christmas quilt, but it is not a Christmas quilt necessarily. And it doesn't say anything about that in the description. So, green and red quilts are a thing that used to be historically. That was the colors that they could get dyed fabric in. And that's what they used, along with a little yellow. And if you'll look, there's yellow in this one too. So those were kind of the main, and white, but those were kind of the main colors that were available for quilts for a good time. And green and red quilts are, like I said, they're a thing. I don't know if they'll ever bring that back, but I saw an entire display at Paducah the first year that I went of green and red quilts, and They weren't holiday themed at all. They were just red and green and all sorts of different types of patterns. This is called Stars and Poinsettias at the Cabin. And you can see why that is, right? There's stars, there's log cabin, there's poinsettias. That's why it's called that. This is by Lorraine Page of Buffalo, South Dakota. This is an 80 by 90 quilt, a big one. This sampler type platter caught Lorraine's eye with its pieced and applique blocks. Maywood Studios Starlight metallic fabrics went well with Moda's grunge metallic fabrics. Now, I have never seen grunge metallic fabrics. Have you? I feel like that's a typo. It said Maywood Studios Starlight metallic fabrics went well with Moda's grunge metallic fabrics. I think that's typo. Machine quilted by Lynette Mart in different designs and shown at the Black Hills Show in Rapid City, South Dakota, and a ribbon winner at the Prairie Points Show in Buffalo, South Dakota. So there you go. And I kind of like the asymmetrical look to that because, you know, it goes from corner to corner and you've got totally different things in each corner, but yet some are repeated. It makes it a very interesting looking quilt and a pleasure to look at. So there you go. And there is some great quilting all echoing all around those flowers and lots of other different types of quilting that enhance the style of blocks that were in it. So also I wanted to mention that the art calendar, it's getting close to the end of the year. I know last year I gave some away, and this year I kind of missed the deadline for getting these quick enough to give any away. I might still try it. And even if you got it in January, it wouldn't be all that far off. So maybe I'll have a giveaway next week if I can get these in this week. I'll see what I can do about that. But if you want to go get your own, go into AmericanQuilter.com and order you one up. They're not expensive, but they're very nice, very shiny pages, and very roomy to write in, all of that stuff. And there's also some planning pages and note pages, machine maintenance, projects, all that stuff in the back that you can use. So that's what we have for this week. Let me know what you think about the binding for the panel quilt, and let me know what you think about projects for next year or videos for next year, whatever is on your mind for next year that you would like to see. I'm willing to take a look and figure it out. So that's about all I have for this week. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you had a good time chatting with me today. I always enjoy the Monday video, probably the most of all the videos. It's easy, for one thing, for me to just sit and talk, and the other videos are enjoyable to make as well, but they require a little more work, but I love to make those too. So come back on Wednesday. We'll be talking about threading on the long arm, and also the bobbin winder and a few things like that related to thread. And then back on Friday for that quilt show. See what I've got done, see what you've got done. All right, have a great week. Sew a little bit every day if you can. Bye.